looked at everything around me, and starting 2024, I didn't have any interest in doing anything this year. I was just planning to fold my hands and watch where the world leads me to. These were the words I heard when I returned my friend's missed call earlier today. We had quite a lengthy conversation with this dear friend of mine who I had no idea was going through anything of such before I did my last video. And I decided to do this video to highlight what we discussed. I'm also glad that she feels much better. She told me she feels better. But before we proceed, please take note that I am not a licensed therapist. I am only sharing the personal experiences that have helped me and a few other people that I know. Hi, I'm your winning partner, Fumi. I'm a serial entrepreneur, a project manager, a mother, and worshiper. I love seeing people win in life. And so I share tips that have helped myself and other people that I know overcome some of the challenges that life has thrown at us. And I share this with the hope that whoever is listening to this video or whoever listens to my videos will be inspired to, exceed and supersede their current achievements. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on notifications for my posts, like and share. I'm also on other social media networks. Please connect with me so we can keep the conversations going. My response to my friend's sad tales of disappointments and failings focused basically on the role of our mindset, on the guilt we feel, and the decision we take. So what is mindset? Your mindset is basically your opinion about how the world works. It is your opinion about everything happening in the world. It's what controls your view of everything going on around you. This in turn controls the actions that you take and inevitably the outcome that comes from these actions. I don't know if you get it. So let me explain it this way. You know how you find yourself in a group, let's say at work or school, for example, and there is a task that the whole group is supposed to do. There's always that one person who doesn't see the possibility in the task assigned, while there will also be that other person who, irrespective of how tough the facts are, how tough the situation looks, they have this can-do spirit that just comes with so much enthusiasm, and they keep emphasizing, the point that task is doable. Okay, so please let me know in the comment section if you have ever found yourself with these two groups of people I have just talked about. Or you can also tell me which of them you are. Are you the pessimistic one or are you the optimistic one? So back to what I was saying. Note how in the situation that you find yourself, the eventual outcome of the project that you're embarking on together, whether negative or positive, will be largely influenced by the energy that the rest of the group leans towards. So if you find more people agreeing with the pessimistic party, there is a high chance that the outcomes will not meet the expectations of the assigned task. And the reverse is the case. If the group leans towards the positive thinker, you will see that irrespective of how the journey is, the group will be able to achieve the outcomes expected of them. This just goes to explain the power of our attitude, the power of our mindset. And this has so much to do with how we turn out. Back to the impact of mindset on guilt. As it was when I mentioned guilt in my earlier video that she decided to reach out to me. See, you need to come to the realization that whatever is making you feel the guilt that is holding you back and preventing you from achieving great things is your mindset. The moment you tell yourself that the guilt you feel is just your mind alone, your opinion alone, look, that guilt is over. I mentioned in my last video how I was feeling guilty about failing in a particular business. Guess what? That particular period of time when I was wallowing in guilt was when I was getting a lot of compliments from people who were, who will basically tell me, oh, they admire my business prowess. This is funny, right? But the sad thing about that period, despite the fact that I was getting accolades from outside me, the accolades was not coming from within me. It was coming from people I know, people I met in church, people I met, in places. My mind couldn't appreciate all of these accolades because it was fixated only on the failings that I had just experienced. So the moment I started seeing myself as someone who made the mistake of not recapitalizing that business, the moment I started seeing that it was a mistake, it's not who I am, I just started having new ideas. I started having fresh ideas on how to successfully carry out subsequent businesses that I would engage in. And I have since then carried this attitude into everything else that I have done. Since I got this realization, there has not been any going back. And honestly, I can tell you that I am way better for it. So you see, changing your mindset is what you need to do to get rid of the guilt, because it seemed like I didn't say what you need to do to get rid of guilt in that video where I mentioned put the guilt aside. It's a mindset thing. You just don't wake up and say, oh, I don't want to feel guilty anymore, and then the guilt goes away. No, our minds are very powerful. What we think in our mind is what we birth. So let your journey start from changing your mindset. That way, you can be free of any guilt that you feel. This was how the conversation went with my friend, and I am glad that at the end of this conversation, she told me that she feels better. She feels pumped up, to continue, and to do great things this year. I really want to take this opportunity to appreciate all the feedback I have been getting on my first few videos. Thank you all so much for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. I just want to ask again that please, I am hoping that we can grow this community of winners together. So I am looking forward to hearing your views, learning from you on experiences you've had, about mindsets, about guilt, about winning. Please just share with me in the comment section. Or I also have my email in my profile. You can do me an email. If you're my friend, you know me personally, you have my personal contacts, you can please just send a message. However, I would prefer that you leave the message open in the comment section so that other people can also learn from the things that we discuss. Until I see you in my next video, don't forget to thrive. Keep winning.